What is vibing? This is Vish, and today I'll be sharing day 62 of Shambhavi Mahamudra experience. I'm a meditation coach and I've got hundreds of people on their meditation journeys. If you have any questions about how to start or even where to begin, either comment down below or message me on Instagram @VishVibes. Also, if you can hit that subscribe button, I'll be truly grateful. So here we are, day 62 of Shambhavi Mahamudra. I'm going to first start by just briefly talking about inner engineering and what it is and the significance behind it, and then also some encouragement as to why you should do it. And then from there, I'll be talking about the Shambhavi Mahamudra experience, as well as being on day 62 and how it has been so far this journey. I will say that I'm going to be only sharing a lot of the surface level experiences of this whole journey, and the main reason for that is because, as I learned from Sadhguru, a huge part of it is to do the practice unconditionally, which is in this case Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya, and not have any sort of expectation. Because once you have this expectation, it's really just a thought and an attachment to a thought, and the attachment to a thought will take away from the focus and attention needed for the practice. At least this is what I've understood and learned from. So that is why I'm not going to be sharing the detailed experiences and journeys that I've had, and really just keep it as to more of an encouragement video as to why you should do inner engineering. So what is inner engineering? What is Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya? For those of you that don't know, inner engineering is a program offered by Sadhguru which helps you literally learn how to engineer this system, which in this case would be the energies. And once you get the energies engineered, or as he calls the energies organized, then whatever falls below in terms of layers will naturally get healed or fixed. And so below the energy is the emotions, then the mind, then the body. And so by fixing the energies, everything else will get fixed. And I've spoken to countless people who have had so many chronic conditions that I'm not going to go into detail, like I said earlier, but long story short, after doing these programs and being really strict about sticking to it and doing it unconditionally, all of these were just gone. And a lot of Western doctors were just saying that it was impossible to overcome, and that took in chronic medication. So there is always a way out of this. It is never truly chronic. Nothing is ever permanent. Everything is temporary. Something you all should really just experience, not just understand. So this whole engineering process is beautiful. I love the term itself, inner engineering, mainly because a lot of the technologies and beautiful advances we've had in the world really just for the benefit of comfort and convenience, because a lot of the basic essentials have already been taken care of, have all happened due to technology and the engineering of the outside world. However, if you look at what's happening today, it's not only a COVID pandemic, date currently being March 27th of 2021, it's also a mental health pandemic. And I find it super interesting that, first off, over 60% of Americans have at least one chronic condition, whether it's mental or physical. And that over 20%, or about 20%, basically 1 in 5 Americans have at least one type of mental illness. These are things that need to be acknowledged, not ignored, but at the same time need to be fixed. We can't just say that it's okay to have these things and celebrate it. No. Illnesses and conditions that are not of the benefit to the body need to be taken care of. But first, acknowledgement is key. So to kind of wrap that whole part up, it's really just the engineering of the system that I mentioned earlier, which is the energies. And how do you do this? It's through a certain set of yogasanas, as well as meditations. And in this case, it's called Shambhavi Mahamudra Kriya. So in order to even do this and get initiated into this whole process, you have to first do a 7-day or a 7-session online class. And this is really just to help stimulate the intellectual part of the mind and give you a sense of understanding as to the significance and purpose of why you're even doing this practice. And I truly learned a lot from this 7-session, which was known as the Inner Engineering Online Program. But then for the completion, that's where Shambhavi Mahamudra came in, and that's where you get initiated. I've already made a video with regards to the actual initiation experience, and I will be making more about that if you're curious about it. So now, after we initiated, it required doing that practice for twice a day. And so I did that for 48 days. So after the 48 days, I'm currently on day 14 after that 48 days, so day 62 in this case. And I've only been doing it once a day because the requirement now is to do it once a day for the next 6 months, and that is when the true benefits will kick in. Now, am I doing it for the benefits To be honest, like I mentioned earlier, there's no attachment to any of the outcomes, or in this case, to any of the thoughts. So there's no attachment being made, and I'm not doing this out of any sort of expectation. What I will say though is that the benefits have been tremendous, and that the energy levels, the emotional levels, the mind, and even physical levels, a lot of things have happened that I'm very grateful for. Truly very grateful for. It is all due to Sadhguru's amazing works. It has definitely been a challenge, to say the least, at least initially, right? To do this practice, it's a 21-minute meditation. However, there is a 10-minute pre-yogasana part to it, as well as I've been doing other meditation and yogasanas before. So it takes about an hour in total, or even a little more than that, per day. And so getting that time in hasn't been the easiest. However, just a piece of encouragement for y'all is to do it first thing in the morning before you eat, because in this case you can't do it with a full stomach, and then finishing it off in the beginning of the day. So then you'll just be done, and you'll have that fresh, clear mind to start the day. Now, has the body and mind been perfect through this whole experience of doing it? To be honest, no. There have been highs and there have been lows, but the beautiful part of this whole journey is the detachment that has been occurring. A lot of the times, to again not go into too depth of a detail, things will just happen, especially on the outside, and because of the engineering of this system, let's just say you getting affected will be so minimal. Now, does that mean that you can't get affected at all? No. Maybe it's because I'm not enlightened yet, and maybe I haven't done the practice yet enough, but I can definitely stand by saying that it has minimized. And this is a superpower that will really carry out in so many aspects of life. And that is where I'll put a stop with regards to getting into the details of the benefits. There have been so many more, and I want you all to stay tuned with this journey as I continue doing the practice every single day. I would highly, highly encourage you all to do this practice, and I'll even put the links to inner engineering down below. And if you have any questions about inner engineering or Shambhavi Mahamudra, please don't hesitate to ask me. And I'm also not a professional Ishanga or an Isha instructor, so if there is any specific questions that I can't answer, that I don't think I should be answering, I'll be passing those questions off to the respective person that will be able to answer this question fully. Thank you so much for listening to this sharing of the experience of Shambhavi Mahamudra. I would highly encourage you all to do this again and get initiated. It will do wonders for you. Take it joyfully, make it a great day, and stay conscious.